Hey, Chris Wheatley here from Hot Tub University, and today we are looking at an Arctic Spa. We're probably swapping this out for a different tub for this customer. It's about a 2012 model, so this is about a 5-year-old hot tub. And well, let's have a look, see what Arctic Spas is doing here. So the first thing I can't help but seeing is the cedar skirt. And you know, unless you got a cedar house, cedar skirts are kind of old school, really. There's not a whole lot of people doing them anymore. And the reason is this. They seriously date your purchase. If that was a vinyl skirt or a synthetic skirt, this would look like a brand new hot tub still. And the problem with cedar is if you like the look of a cedar skirt in a showroom, don't buy a cedar skirt because it looks great in a showroom, but this is what it looks like after 5 years. So, and the truth is, you know what, it starts looking like this a lot quicker. You know, they say it doesn't rot, they say it's, super good, but I mean, you can see it's all coming apart. And to be honest, Arctic builds one of the nicest cedar skirts. So this isn't the fact that Arctic Spas is screwing up and, making a bad skirt. But man, look, it's warping, it's cracking. It's just really, there's better solutions out there than cedar. But anyways, this tub is a fairly expensive tub. Arctic's not an inexpensive tub. So let's have a look at what else they're doing here. So from a performance standpoint, not a bad swim spa. It uses a standard swim jet system, so it's going to flow water like most of your tubs. This doesn't have a counterflow, so a lot of your newer technologies, what they're doing is they've got those intakes at that end, and they're actually pushing the water out one way and sucking it back the same way, and then they're using little contouring here on the edges to create a current that pushes you back into the center. So this is kind of older flow technology. Man, quite a bit of rust, quite a bit of deterioration in general. Again, it's a 5-year-old tub, so, I wouldn't really expect that much. Ooh, this covers way a ton. All in all, pretty decent, but 5 years old, so that's what it is. If we look at underneath how they're constructing, take off one of these side panels here. So basically they're using a perimeter foam insulation system, and that means that they're using this 3 inches of expanded foam, for their insulation. And the pitch here is that they're going to trap the motor heat inside this area, and that's going to help recover the heat, and you will to a certain extent. Ouch, nice fiberglass slugger. So, but I mean, really not a lot of insulation. And if you look at the bottom of the tub again, just really not much. So we're dealing with this, which is, oh man, that comes out a lot here. That's pretty funny. So it actually goes in a lot more. So this is the thickest part where they made it look, where you're going to see it. But man, you roll back in here and you're lucky if it's 1.5 inches, 2 inches of foam. You can see how it cuts back. The next thing I see is no plumbing on the joint, or no clamps on the joints. Now, this isn't a cheap swimmer. These things are selling for top bucks. I'd expect a little bit more money spent on the actual fabrication here. I'd like to see these joints all hand clamped. There's no support on any of the plumbing, so the plumbing's all just kind of rattling around in here. I see they put a little bit of foam there, but I guess that was to stick it to the bottom here. So now, not only is it not stuck, but it's hanging, and it's laying on top of the motor. So, I gotta say, I would have kind of expected a little bit more money spent on the actual inside of this tub. Good hand-rolled fiberglass shell. Parts list. Well, all the jets we're seeing here, these are Rising Dragon. So that's a Chinese made jet. It's one of the cheapest jets you can buy in the market right now. So again, they're not really putting the money into the jetting. They're not putting really the money into the fabrication on the plumbing and making sure that's all glued and clamped and supported. They're certainly not putting the money on the insulation. I mean, really, they're paying for 2 to 3 inches of foam here, whereas most guys would fill this whole cavity, or at least substantially, 8 to 10 inches. So, they're going to spend 3 or 4 times as much money on that end of the end of it. Control-wise, they used to use a Gecko control system, which really was our number 2 rated system. So, good system, easy to get parts for. They've adopted their own system here, and I know they say made in Canada here. I'd be surprised. The tub is made, so they're putting that there, but I would expect the pack's probably coming out of China somewhere. It's a no-name brand. I've certainly never seen it or heard of it, and I've seen and heard of most of them. So I think what they've done here is they save some money by going to a proprietary part, so something you can't really buy in the open market. And that just means you've got to come back to them anytime that you've got any service issues. Again, lighting system. This is Rising Dragon. I recognize the plugins, and that's about it. If this was a mid-price tub, I'd say it wasn't a bad tub, for the money. But man, I can't really see where they're justifying the kind of money they're charging for this, because they're really marketing this as a top end tub. And from what I see here, isn't that it's a bad tub, but I don't see a lot of money spent on this tub. It seems like, well, like a lot of companies now, guys spend more money on branding, so you know the name, and on marketing and spin, than they do on the actual fabrication. And you know, the reality is, there's just not a lot of money spent on the part you don't see on this tub. So anyways, that's Chris Wheatley from Hot Tub University with an Arctic Spa, and well, there's my 2 cents. Have a great day.